Good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing? I'm commuting into work today after a great weekend out of camping in my Airstream Interstate. I was able to take it out to a local state park, small campground, only about 20 to 30 campsites, and had a great time. The weather was a little humid, so wound up staying inside for the most part on Saturday. I did hike a couple of miles and recorded some of that, and if you haven't already seen that, be sure to check that out. I'll have a link to it at the end of this video. But overall, it was great to get the Airstream out and stretch its legs again. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about regarding using the Airstream was propane. And since I had originally purchased the Airstream in November of last year, it came with a full tank of propane, and I primarily was using the propane for heat and a little for cooking at first. And the propane heat works well. It's a dry heat. The only thing I don't really like about the propane furnace on the Interstate is some of the noise that it makes when you're sleeping. It tends to wake you up a bit when it's cycling on and off. But other than that, it seems to be pretty efficient and definitely does a good job of heating the Interstate. So I found it to be very interesting that the cost of propane changes so drastically depending on where you purchase it from. For example, when I first filled the propane, I took it to a local equipment store where you can rent equipment like bobcats and tractors, and I filled the tank, filled it all the way up, just under 10 gallons, and it wound up being about $48. Now recently, prior to this weekend trip that I just took the RV out, I took it to a local kind of horse and animal supply store where they also have propane filling, and that wound up costing me half as much. It was around $24 to completely fill the tank up. So very interesting, the wide range of pricing just between two local facilities, and I think I'll definitely try to stay away from equipment rental locations. I'm sure they're price gouging given the fact that they have equipment rentals there on site, and out of convenience they're able to charge a little bit more. If you guys have any insight on that, definitely let me know if you've experienced the same thing, or where you go to get your propane and where you found the best deals to be. Unfortunately, it seems a little hard to really locate propane in convenient locations, and that's the only thing I really don't like about having propane on board, is if you become dependent on using propane for cooking and for heat and you run out, you've always got to make sure you know where you can easily refill the propane. And that kind of lends itself into another conversation of why I wish Airstream would adopt more solar and lithium technology. We all know that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, at least not for the 2018 model year. So I can hope for future Airstream models that they'll incorporate more fuel efficient technologies. But in the meantime, the propane heat does work well. I did fire up the generator. I have not used the generator since I've owned the Interstate, since all of my campgrounds have provided power and water, which has been fantastic. But I did start up the generator just to check and make sure that it's running well. And I think the generator running on propane will only run about 24 hours continuously. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems to be the general understanding, is that I could run it for about 24 hours, and I don't believe that's with a full load. So if I was running the air conditioner, I'm sure the 24 hours would become reduced drastically. So that kind of lends me into the next topic of air conditioner and humidity. So I'm fairly sensitive to temperature changes, and was a little frustrated on Saturday when it was hot and humid outside that I really wound up staying inside the van and was a little lazy. during the day, edited some video and watched over-the-air TV that I was picking up, which was kind of nice. Got some channels and shows that I don't typically see when I'm not picking up television over the air. And one thing that I found a little disruptive was during my sleep at night. What I do with the air conditioner is I run the fan continuously, and I'll run it on a medium setting. The air conditioner in the Interstate has a low, medium, and high setting for the fan. And so I'll pick the medium fan, allow the fan to continuously run to provide some constant background noise. And that way, whenever the compressor kicks on, you really don't hear it. I can, however, throughout the night, detect when the cooler air is coming out. So my face especially is sensitive enough to temperature change that I can always tell when only the fan is on and then when the colder air starts coming out. So it does tend to disrupt my sleep in the RV. Not nearly as much at home, where I also leave my air conditioner on and fan on in the house. I run the air conditioner about 67 degrees. I keep my ceiling fan on. I like it cold when I sleep. So again, air conditioner is extremely important to me. So one of the things that I really noticed while camping in the RV this weekend with the air conditioner and the heat and humidity outside was the level of humidity inside of the Interstate. Now, I'm not saying it was humid inside, but while I was sleeping at night, I could detect just enough moisture that, unlike my home, that doesn't have the same level of humidity, I found it a little disruptive to my sleep. So again, I'm pretty sensitive to temperature changes in humidity, especially when I'm sleeping, and so that kind of woke me up throughout the night, and was wondering if anyone has any experience with dehumidifiers. I started looking around for small portable dehumidifiers and was wondering if a dehumidifier would help overall while I'm sleeping at night to eliminate some of the moisture in the air. I do tend to like it a little drier, and I think that's why I did sleep a little bit better during the winter months when it was naturally colder out and I was only relying on the propane furnace for warmth, which tended to be a little warmer. So if you have any suggestions, definitely let me know. I'm willing to try a couple of portable dehumidifiers to see how they operate and see if they'll actually make a difference. While I'm on the topic of RV air conditioners, I definitely think that if I were to ever purchase an Airstream travel trailer, and especially I'm looking at a 25-foot long Airstream travel trailer, which does provide the option of 2 air conditioners, I would absolutely opt for 2 air conditioners. The Airstream travel trailer provides ducted air. I don't have any experience with how well ducted air works. I'm curious. Again, I'm extremely sensitive to temperature changes, but I can't help think that having 2 ACs, even if not for a backup AC in case anything were to happen with one of the ACs, especially during the warmer months, I would rather have a backup than completely be out of air conditioning altogether. But at night, I would most likely run the air conditioner in the bedroom to provide dedicated cool air, and likely would not run the air conditioner in the kitchen dinette area unless both of the air conditioners are ducted together, which I don't know in the Airstream travel trailer if they're completely separate as far as ducting, or if all of the ducting is combined so that when the air conditioner in the bedroom runs, it will cool the entire trailer. If you have any insight into that, let me know. More than likely, I would have to special order a travel trailer, a 25-foot that only comes standard with 1. I would have to special order it with 2 air conditioners. Now, I have noticed Colonial Airstream has ordered the 25-foot that they had in inventory recently with 2 air conditioners. So it's interesting that they're actually stocking with 2 air conditioners. A lot of Airstream dealerships in my area of the Carolinas don't do that. So I definitely think that Colonial knows that it's preferred to have 2 ACs, but let me know what you think about that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the new 2018 Airstream Interstate Resonator feature for the Cummins Propane Generator. And if you have been around an Interstate or own an Interstate or Class B RV with a propane generator, chances are it's the Cummins Micro Light generator, which tends to be on the rattly, noisy side. And for 2018, Airstream has added a resonator, and I'm curious to find out if that resonator is added in line to the exhaust pipe. Is it added in the middle of the exhaust pipe? Is it added at the end of the exhaust pipe? If you have any insight into that, definitely let me know. I've added a link below under the purchase links in the description to a resonator that you can purchase for around $44, and it can be added onto the exhaust of your Micro Light generator, which should help baffle some of the exhaust noise. And I read online of someone who actually installed not 1 but 2 of these resonators on their exhaust pipe, and it made a significant difference. And if you've had any experience with that, definitely let me know. I'm curious. I'm also curious as to if I purchased 1 or 2, who I could have install a resonator. It seems like a relatively straightforward project if you were going to add the resonator onto the end of the exhaust pipe, but if it was going to be added mid-line in the exhaust pipe, it seems like the best thing to do is to have it welded on, and I'm definitely not a welder and don't have the tools necessary to cut the pipe and work on trying to weld or clamp it, and I'd rather not do that and have someone else. So I'm not really sure of who I could have do that, but I would absolutely like to be able to know that I have a generator that I'm not embarrassed to use. And last summer, actually a year ago, this month of July, I had rented a 2015 Airstream Interstate Lounge, and I was at a state campground in the mountains, no power or water connections, and I felt like a schmuck running the generator because of how loud it was compared to everyone else, either with their portable generators who were camping in tents or in their RVs. The Interstate, being probably one of the most expensive RVs at the campground, had the loudest generator. So definitely embarrassing, and anything that can be done to muffle that noise would be extremely appreciated. I also think that being inside of the Interstate, Airstream could do a better job dampening the vibrations from the actual generator. I actually think that the generator might make more noise on the inside of the Airstream than possibly the exhaust does. I don't know if the 2018 comes with any improvements to the actual cage that holds the generator. If you have any experience running a 2018 generator on an Airstream, definitely comment below and let me know. I'd like to know if Airstream is paying attention to this and trying to find any way to make improvements. Below, I've added some purchase links to items that I use and have reviewed in my videos. By checking out any of those items, you help support my channel, which enables my channel to grow and for me to bring additional adventure videos and review videos to you. So thank you very much for checking those out and for supporting my channel. So I just got home and had a delivery on my doorstep of Green Chef. I've been talking about reordering Green Chef. I've had Green Chef before. I've just really lost the energy and motivation to have to prepare everything. Green Chef sends all the ingredients that are needed. And you can see USDA organic. They send all the ingredients you need to prepare meals. Spanky's excited. Huh, Spanky? So each week they have different recipes. They send you the ingredients. It's not without preparation though. You still have to slice and dice and saute and bake and cook and all that stuff. However, they do give you several options from vegan, vegetarian, carnivore, protein. There's a couple of them that you can choose from, and then they will send you, depending on how many meals that you would like for the week and for how many mouths you're trying to feed, they will send you all the ingredients. So I wanted to do a little unboxing to see what I received this week for the vegan recipes, and I selected 3 meals, and I selected vegan based off of the fact that with herbs and spices, as I talked about earlier, they're not only extremely healthy meals, but very flavorful and pretty filling. And for just one person, there are generally enough servings for leftovers for dinner and for lunch. So it looks like the first meal is artichoke and pesto pasta. Looks pretty good. 810 calories per serving. So here's the meal card, the ingredients, and then all of the recipe or the instructions on the back. And it tells you up top how long it takes, 35 minutes, prep and cook. Next is also 35 minutes. This is sesame tofu, vegan and gluten-free, and you can see here where it actually specifies which categories it fills. And gluten-free is another option you can select when reviewing your Green Chef dietary preferences on their website. So sesame tofu, and then we've got barbecue tempeh kebabs, and that's also vegan and gluten-free. So it looks like everything is 35 minutes. So let's go ahead and dig in. I'll go ahead and cut that. So kind of a recycled material here to keep it cold. They don't use dry ice. These are actually, you can freeze and reuse. And it's been sitting out in the heat, and the gel inside is pretty thawed out. It's cardboard. Information on referring, and then all the ingredients are inside. So let's see what we've got. We've got bamboo skewers, and everything is color coded. So if you see here, that's kind of a purplish blue, which matches up with the barbecue tempeh kebabs. And then we'll have kind of a red for the sesame tofu and a grayish green for the artichoke. You've got some seasoning packets. Organic frise, I'm not sure how to say that. Sweet potatoes. Some baby spinach. Great looking eggplant. Now I will tell you, if any of this food was bad, when I've ordered before, and occasionally it does happen, simply contact Green Chef, and what they'll do is credit you with additional free meals. And they're pretty liberal with that. Parsley. Here's your tofu. Organic cilantro. Organic grape tomatoes, already pre-portioned. Carrots, we'll, I'm sure, have to peel and slice that. Organic pine nuts. Organic whole wheat pasta, so that's going to have to be boiled. Here we've got organic yellow squash. organic cannellini beans, organic lime, organic shallot. That gets peeled, sliced, and diced. Here we've got some sesame seed marinade, radishes, nice container of dairy-free organic pesto, organic edamame puree, looks good, roasted red pepper olive, that looks good. We have got some artichoke hearts, a container of crimini mushrooms, and then, oh, we have more. Remove that cardboard. Down below, organic tomatillo peanut vinaigrette. A lot of stuff. Organic barbecue sauce. You can see why these meals are very flavorful. Teriyaki sauce. We've got organic tempeh. Getting down to the end. Balsamic vinaigrette. And I think the last thing, organic peanuts, which I won't use, I'm allergic. And that's one thing, you cannot restrict peanuts. I just simply won't use the peanuts in the meal since I'm allergic, or the pine nuts. Another reusable ice pack and a recyclable container here. And then that's it. So this is 100% compostable plant material, made from 45% recycled jute, 40% recycled cotton, and 15% cornstarch. Recycle the wrapper and compost the insulation at your local facility. Cool. And I will tell you, these are great for coolers to save. I've got enough of them, so these will either get given to someone or trashed. So there are all the ingredients for 3 vegan meals from Green Chef. I'll have a link in the description below. If you're interested, check out Green Chef. You'll save some money by using my referral link. All right, well, that's going to do it for me today. Since I just got home and unloaded all the Green Chef, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the fridge since the ice packs were pretty thawed out. I want to keep everything nice and cool. And stay tuned. I will work on reviewing some of the Green Chef ingredients and the preparation process. As always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Always love hearing from you. Until next time, see you soon.